I mean, go on and introduce this thing.
So you're okay with it now because you're the star.
Go on and start this thing.
Anyway. All right, so this is actually, in my opinion, the worst episode so far. And I love this show. You all know I love this show.
Are we going to introduce it and even talk about
it? Excuse me.
Do you give the name?
You are the guest, honey. So guess what? Just follow my lead, honey. This is how we do this.
I just think a name would be fine to start the show off, but I mean, it's your show. I mean,
but nobody asked him, honey. Nobody asked you.
No one asked you. Okay.
And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I want to pull my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Cookie? Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Pose Season 2 episode. I don't even know what the episode is because I really didn't like it. Anyway, this is that episode. The episode that I really didn't care for. So, first things first. Last week, I felt like it was kind of like a filler episode. But it was cool. It was cool because I got to see Miss Candy. So I was okay with everything. But let me go ahead and say, y'all know who this is, child. This is my brother, Chet.
Hola.
So this is like first and probably the last time that you're going to see Miss Honey because I don't do reviews and stuff with people. I don't really get into it. But
he is nothing like family. Nothing like family.
He's going to be here for the review. So this is... And what he should know how I actually do the reviews and how I actually do it and what I talk about, but he doesn't because he doesn't watch me.
You know what I find interesting? He doesn't watch me either.
That is a lie. I watch you from the bingo hall on Wednesday nights. I don't always talk, but I always watch from the bushes. I am not lying. And
so you're stalking.
Yeah.
You're trolling.
Yeah, I'm from YouTube. What do you expect? That's what we do. We troll at it. We troll and we talk stuff at it. Please.
Shabbat shalom.
Anyway, but you all know that I don't do a blow by blow of each scene going through the show. That's just not my style. It's not what I do because if you want to know what the show was blow by blow, then you have to get a subscription to cable just like I do for a couple $100 a month. So I talk about what kind of sticks out for me. So we're kind of going to veer off from that a little bit today because he likes to try to run things. He's going to be thrown off of here. I can pretty much tell you before this review is over. But anyway.
Lies that are being told now.
So he even got his own little notes and stuff. That's cute, ain't it? Okay. So,
in words of that poet Lord Tess Shangela, I am a professional. Come on with this shit. I'm a professional. Entendre.
Hallelujah. Anyway, okay, so I'm just going to start. I'll let you just jump in.
Yeah, you can't read any of that. It's like,
I'm not really concerned about your notes, I think.
It's serious handwriting.
Anyway. Probably the wrong show. We should have did AHS 1984, honey.
You're never gonna watch
exactly. Then you would be able to talk all you want because I won't know what the hell's going on. I won't even give a shit.
In the show, I'll be going to talk about something, and you'll be like, "Yeah, I'll be right back."
Yeah, child. Yes, Lord.
Are you still on? Like, okay, yeah, all right, I'm back. All right, that's exactly what you'll do in the damn show.
I hate it. If what you're talking about gets too scary, I will have to let Scaredy Cat.
But just so that we're clear, those advertisements were everything.
Are horrible.
They're everything.
Are horrible. Ugh.
I digress. Sorry.
Child, folks under the car. I said shit. I ain't
he was hanging from that motherfucker. That damn man. He was going to fuck some bitch up.
And jumped him out of that water. They start right off with the Friday the 13th shit. I was out.
Out the water like.
I ain't got no time for it. Anyway.
Shabbat shalom.
So basically, where the show starts off at, we're seeing that the whole Vogue movement has kind of subsided. It kind of like it has moved on. Damon seeing the decrease in his paychecks. There were like 3 people in the class.
Yeah.
It was pitiful. It was pitiful. They were trying to bring in some MC Hammer stuff and all of this. It was a mess. And then there was even a little bit at the ballroom. They were feeling the crunch of it, which I don't remember that. Do you?
I don't remember any of that part. I mean, I guess they were trying to show that it was all over, that the Vogue thing was just, or the decline in Vogue was everywhere. But yeah, like you, I don't remember any of that in the ballroom scene. Like it was never.
Yeah, I don't remember that show. Oh, and as y'all know, I told you all there was actually a house of Treasure, and I was mother-in-law Treasure, and he was.
I am still the father of the House of Treasure.
Okay, so you all went. Shay Treasure actually still does have mother and father. He ain't giving up the title, child, even though he don't know y'all all like that. But he said that y'all ain't allowed to have no other father, so I don't know what that's all about. But anyway,
Shabbat shalom.
So there's a decrease in the money. The popularity of the whole Vogue situation has gone away. Pray Tell did speak on it at the ball, and the kids, they got all hyped back up, and that was cool. That was just something done for the show. That didn't happen in real life like that, child.
Yeah, because the ballroom community never died down. Mm-hmm. I think what it did was it went back to its underground status, and not even underground status, but it wasn't, for lack of better wording, in vogue. And I mean, it just went back to being what it was. It was very underground, very private, very, just word of mouth. And if you were in the know, then you knew.
Absolutely.
So.
And she was seer-sucking us anyway, honey. Dance wasn't the same. And they didn't play Vogue at the balls. They didn't play that
surely
at
did
the
not.
ball.
Child,
you ain't heard that, child.
They did.
They ain't heard that at the ball. Anyway, but like Pray Tell gave her one of my little, honey, I hate to be the one to tell you I told you so, but I did tell you so, honey. I did tell y'all. He said, don't worry about it. The looky-loos will be back, honey. Yeah. And that's the truth.
But they also touched on this whole thing of the community, like the elders in the community, and how they touched on it being the elders in the community, being there for the younger members of the community, which for me is a stab at them saying that's how it should be, because a lot of times in the ballroom community it isn't like that. Even though people respect the elders, but the elders aren't necessarily giving back as much as they do. So I kind of still like the idea that they are respecting their elders, and they're actually making it a solid community. Even though in the community they fight and they fight like shit, but there's love there compared to the outside world. Yeah. So yeah, absolutely.
Now the next thing that I actually have, I went into where Pray Tell was actually talking to Blanca. And they were covering the fact that Frederica had implied about drugs and AIDS and got a little scared. She went into the whole scare tactic thing for the public.
She's
shady.
She's old, dirty. Can we cuss on this?
Yes. She's an old, dirty bitch. Yeah, she did. She went low. She went real low to make sure that she won the vote of public opinion.
Pretty much.
Over Blanca. And
she sounds like some people that we know.
Child, yes, God, honey. Listen, it goes down, honey. Whew. Anyway, so, and I didn't go real deep into that because I was just like, whatever. I was like, whatever. I wasn't all excited. I was whatever. So did you want to add anything else to that before we move on? No. Okay. Yeah. No. And I'm telling you, this episode, I love them. I love everything that they got going on, but it just was, I don't know, it was just a little lackluster for me. That's how I felt.
They introduced a new star. Cocaine. But anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, we'll get to it. Okay, so then we saw Ricky and Lulu and Damon. Lulu looked like she was on drugs. Lulu Lily was whacked out.
Oh,
When Blanca went down to get her, she's been messing up.
what did you say? Are we at the beginning of the crack? Are we at the crack?
Yeah, because I've been waiting on crack to happen.
Yeah.
There's certain things I've been waiting on. Ricky. I've been waiting on crack. And I've been waiting on Angel and my man. And all of that happened this episode.
No.
And there's some more. I don't know if they're going to really touch on the crack stuff and how crack was. The kids was getting messed up. The kids were getting messed up just like the regular folks was getting messed up on crack. It didn't get as bad, I don't think, as it did like in the ghettos and I mean, it was bad, but not like in the projects, in the ballroom.
I mean, I think the difference is the ballroom kids wasn't just the non-ballroom kids was sucking dick for crack, whereas the ballroom kids were just sucking dick just to suck dick. So I mean, I think that's the biggest. But that is my opinion. So let me just be clear about that. So.
You're not going to give the ballroom kids too much here.
I am, and I will claim not. I'm not giving them that, but I'm saying I am, and I'm a part of, and I will claim that. And listen, I had a ball.
Well, I wasn't running around sucking dick for crack, or just for the sake of sucking dick. I wasn't doing all that. Okay?
I wasn't saying you was doing
I was a respectable house mother.
I wasn't saying any of that. And no, you may not. No, you were not. You were not doing that. I'm just saying.
You heard it here, people.
Yeah.
No, I was not, honey. Anyway, so I think that there's more storyline that they can actually do on that. I don't know that they will, because they kind of just grazed it and just kept moving.
Yeah.
But they went and pulled her up, and Ricky and Damon were basically, they had got to a point where they were just laying around really doing nothing. Their little spirits were broken, and they were just kind of like doing nothing. And Blanca and Pray Tell came up with a little caper.
Yeah.
And this is where it got real corny for me.
It did, but it got corny, and it was comedic, but it was the part about the idea of it. I'm not going to tell you what happened. Well, I guess we could.
We're going to tell you what happened.
So they came up with this idea because they, again, like was just stated, James just said that their spirit was broken, and so they came up with this idea of to give them something to do to make them understand that in order that you are going to become the elder that you are looking up to right now, and you need to learn how to do certain things and also fend for yourself and be able to pay it forward for the generation coming behind you. So that was kind of a whole combination or hodgepodge of everything. So they came up with this idea to give them something to be that was socially aware and socially conscious, because it was the era of the beginning of AIDS, and so it was the beginning of the Act Up, Act Out campaign, and so they decided that they were going to talk about protection from HIV by using condoms, and they decided to wrap a house in a very large condom. To be clear, this condom that they used was the most hard. It looked like vanilla pudding, if you ask me, but they wrapped this house in a condom. And it happened to be of the shadiest person that they could think of, Frederica. It was kind of funny to me.
Corny.
Yeah, what he said. It was kind of funny. But they enlisted, this is where we're getting blow by blow. They enlisted the help of narcissist number one. I am every woman and every woman is me, and I am everything, Miss Electra. But Miss Electra, again, being that elder at that particular point in time, was teaching the girls a lesson. And so at the same time, she learned how to get what she wanted from someone by enlisting Electra's help. So that was kind of funny. But on the day that they put the condom on the house, Miss Electra shows up with this goddamn thing. This umbrella, this sun umbrella, and it's this Japanese wooden umbrella that's out, and she's dressed to the nines with her big shoulder pads that are sitting out to here, and she has this pantsuit on, and she's 9,000 feet tall in these heels, and looking like very much of an extra from Dynasty, like Diane Carroll's stunt double.
As always. As always.
She was Diane Carroll's stunt double, and But anyway, they enlisted her help, and she was some comic relief there. So that was
And I always enjoy her extra. And
she's so extra.
Lulu was really down in the dumps, and she's still grieving Candy's death. So she was really down in the dumps, and she got herself together and took her little manipulative little self over there, and she manipulated the hell out of Elektra. Just, made it all about her. Played her. Baby, she came up out of there with that... See, Elektra is a whore. She knows how to make some money.
All about her dollars.
Baby, she always got the money. She says, come on here, honey. She said, here's $1,000.
And I'm going to teach you how to get involved.
Baby, she
and how to make
Miss
your own
Lulu
money
together so fierce. Miss Lulu was done.
She was.
And took her right on in there, baby, and gave her, honey, we're tricking, honey. This is what we're doing, honey. They went down there like Thelma and Louise, honey, and beat the shit out that man and got them going. So he was cute too.
And Lulu liked it. She was like, yeah.
He was a cute little man. I wanted to give him a couple of pops. He was cute.
What's wrong with you?
Well, that's what he liked. He was cute. He ain't no Poppy, but he was cute. So, don't start. Y'all know I like me some Poppy. And that goddamn Janet Mock stole my man. Anyway, I digress, honey. But I'm back. Okay, so I did enjoy that part.
That was cute, yeah.
I did enjoy that. That was funny. Turning Lulu into a whore.
Well, she didn't really have to turn her.
Well, she's kind of whore shitty, but she
was on the street with Candy.
Well, so she was whore-esque.
She was whore adjacent?
Yeah, there you go.
She was whore adjacent. Okay.
So that was pretty good. Then we had this little thing. I didn't understand why they went to this whole hotel thing. Like Frederica's house was so far away and they had to stay in the hotel and all that. Well, I don't understand why they were staying in the hotel and all that. That was so extra.
I mean, I guess it was, but I think people in New York, they feel like you're going from the Bronx to then go to Long Island is like a trek, and people never go to different sides. And so she lived upstate New York, like across the bridge.
They even got money all like that.
Well, Act Up was paying for it. Act Up was paying for it at that point. So they were staying overnight. They did the reconnaissance. They were trying to call the television stations to have them show up.
Okay.
So, I mean, but
it was a lot. I was like, why the hell are they at the hotel? But anyway, the big deal about it, they were at the hotel because they needed to have this scene where Ricky, now I'm going to take you back. I'm going to jump around here. In the beginning, we saw Ricky. Ricky keeps eyeballing Pray Tell. I know y'all seen that, honey. See, child. I noticed it right away. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me how. But I noticed it right away that Ricky was trying to hit on Grandma Pray Tell, honey. But then they had, if you don't stop, bastard. So, and they start having this little conversation, and Ricky's telling him about Chris had called him,
yeah.
And they talked, and he found out that Chris was positive. And Ricky, of course, Pray Tell started asking questions, and Ricky told him, "No, we never had sex.
He just sucked my dick." And he's a bottom. He's a hungry bottom whore, or hungry bottom, I think he said. And so at that particular point, that's when Pray Tell was like, "No, we're not going to bottom shame." And that man was getting what he wanted, and he wanted some love and some attention from someone. That's what he wanted. So again, Ryan Murphy, thank you for weaving these other stories or not stories, but weaving these sentiments that should be across the board for everyone all the time. But
yeah.
Thank you for weaving that.
It was interesting. I was like, okay, whatever. And then Pray told him, you got to go get tested.
Yeah.
You have to get tested. And I knew then, I was like, this is the part about Ricky that I've been waiting on. Because I've been waiting for Ricky. Waiting with bated breath for Rick. I knew it. I already knew what they were going to do with Ricky's character.
And then they sat him in that hallway next to Pray Tell. And he was like, when he said...
Wait.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. We're going to get to that.
Okay, all right.
Because after that, because that happened before they actually did the condom on the house. So we already had talked about Elektra in her outfit. but we didn't talk about Electra and how she cussed out the goddamn neighbor.
Listen.
They sent her over, as I wrote down, they sent her over to schmooze things over with the neighbor so the neighbor wouldn't call the cops. She went over to talking nice to that woman that had them rollers in her head, was walking the dog, feeding that lady a lot of bullshit. She said, I know it's a lot of bullshit. I don't like Frederica, or whatever Frederica. She's mean and hateful.
I don't know why
but
I'm going to say Frederica Bimmel, but that was from Silence of the Lamb. I don't know why I want to say that, but anyway, go ahead.
I hate that movie too. She ended up, the lady said, I don't believe the words you're saying, and whatever's happening to her, she deserves it, but I'm gonna call the cops on y'all anyway. Baby, Electra went from one thing to the other, honey, and was like, oh, the hell with you. You ought to be thrown in jail yourself for wearing those clothes out here looking the way you're looking and take your little ugly dog. I said,
this is not Kansas and that is not Toto. I was like, oh my God. Electra.
She let her have it.
But it's the wind up that she does. It's like, this is not Kansas. Take your dog, get rid of it.
She let her ass have it. And that lady was like, get on out here, right?
Yeah.
She just messed the shit out of her. So that was hilarious. Okay, so now go ahead to the hallway.
So they're in the hallway, and Pray Tell and Ricky are talking, and I don't even know how they got on the conversation, but I'm sorry. He said, well, something about this is where you're being an adult, and you have to learn how to pay bills and do taxes or whatever. And there was a comment made, and he said, and then Pray Tell said something about, do I have to be everybody's daddy or something like that?
Do I have to be everything to everybody?
Everybody.
And he said, yeah, Dad.
Right, he said,
and
Dad.
He said, I ain't none of your damn dad. And he was like, who said that I don't like daddies? I said, bitch, I knew it was coming.
And then Pray Tell was like, this hallway is kind of muggy.
Mm-hmm. I knew it was coming. Yeah. I knew it was coming. Ricky's a whore.
Well,
he's a whore. Ricky.
He's just free.
Ricky's house painters, honey. Anybody rub up against him the wrong way, you may find yourself up against the wall. That's kind of what Ricky gives. But he goes in the room, he gets the results, and it was sad. It was sad because he was living in this cloud, in a bubble cloud. Like, oh no, it couldn't be me, you know?
The way they actually told him, it was very...
Oh, that lady was a mess.
She was very condescending.
She was a mess.
And she also said, when she said, well, did you expect the results to be different? She said, you indicated in here that you had sex with multiple partners and it's unprotected. What did you think would happen? Like, she was cold. Yeah, she was very cold about it. And
she had no bedside manner.
Yeah, he was just devastated. So, he came out and it was a very emotional moment where Pray Tell was comforting him in the hallway. He just found out some devastating news. And this is 1990 something where at that point he was like, scared. I'm dying. Like, I'm going to be dead. And like, I'm just going to die. And he was literally saying that.
And for all intents and purposes, that's basically what was going to happen at some point.
Yeah, it's like...
It's a mess.
Yeah, so it was rough. You know what? I'm getting a little empty on my glass here.
Anyway, okay. So, in the midst of all of this other stuff happening, there's two people who are not involved with everything, and that's my man.
His name is Poppy.
Yeah, Poppy. Oh, Poppy. And that damn Angel.
Yeah.
And, she's ended up getting a call. She's getting invited to, like, these exclusive little parties and stuff. And then they found out she's going to be the BB girl, and she's all excited. They go to a party, because we ain't going to go through all of that. They go to a party. She ends up taking...
The new character showed up.
Poppy with her. And then they get introduced into cocaine.
Cocaine is his name.
And they talk their stupid selves. They're both of them. They're just stupid. So he said pharmaceuticals, didn't he? He said pharmaceuticals. You mean like from a doctor? Yeah. Well, why didn't you just say that? Girl, come on in there. Let's go. Them two whores do better than that.
They hit that line like it was a comedy.
And I was sitting there and I kept saying to Chet, I said, baby... If she get all had up in her tuck slip, I am going to be Done. Because right before that, she keeps talking about, what if people find out? What if people find out? I said, she better not get all high up and then her tuck slip. I'm going to be very upset.
It didn't. It did. That
didn't. And it very well could have happened.
I mean, it could have.
She's all over my man.
Well, he was all over her at the end of that scene. At the end of that scene,
he was
all over.
He didn't even like
Did you just black all that out? This whole scene out?
Yeah.
You just blacked all that out.
He didn't even like
Okay, well, he blacked some scene out, but at some point they were in the bed naked. There was penis between us.
There was more than one penis.
And
they was getting down.
There was penis betwixt them. And then there was some love that was thrown in. So, like, again, but again, the new character, cocaine.
Yeah, so them two is now some get high.
Get high motherfuckers.
They are. It's bad.
Some getting high.
It's bad. And I knew that drugs were going to enter this whole thing, but I didn't want it to happen to them too. So Damon ended up walking in the room on them, and he found out, and he told them he'll keep their secret as long as they don't do it anymore. Because she threw some coke out the window.
She threw cocaine out the window, and they were mad because Blanca, you know, she's been the mother figure to tell them, like, listen, you don't do drugs in my house. Because remember when Poppy first, you know, he was kicked out of the house for a while because he was selling. So they already know what Blanca's going to say to that. Like, get the fuck out. Out.
Yeah.
Out. So
even though, you know, I make jokes and stuff, I love Poppy. I do love Poppy and I love Angel, but and I'm okay with them getting together. You know, it's like, okay, cool, but not like this. Not like this, because something's going to happen. Something's going to happen. It's going to not just destroy the relationship. One of them is going to end up getting destroyed. I don't think it'll be both, but I believe that one of them is going to get destroyed in the process. And I don't like it. I don't like that.
Well,
I don't like it.
I don't know. Ryan, Janet, it's in your hands, so we will wait to see what's going to happen. So
I don't like. I got a bad feeling about it. And here's the other thing I got a bad feeling about. Bianca and Frederica end up having this little sit down, and Frederica basically threatened Blanca. She told her, "You embarrassed me."
Yeah,
you know, you got people down there thinking that I'm a racist, and they're thinking I'm homophobic. And it just doesn't look good for me at all. And, you know, I commend you on actually doing that. You got me, bitch.
Right.
But I'm going to get you. Basically, she told her, she said, you know, this neighborhood, it's nothing like it used to be. It's really, really rough at night. So you be careful when you're leaving out of here. And then she asked, she said, is that a threat? When are you going to have my kneecaps broke? And she said, don't underestimate me. Don't underestimate me.
Yeah.
So I said this last week that I was afraid that this whole thing of battling back and forth with Frederica is going to end up getting Blanca hurt. So I'm real nervous about Blanca, Angel, and Poppy at this point.
Well, we also probably need to be angry, or not angry. We need to be thinking about Damon as well.
What about him?
It's going to be a lot to take, because if something happens,
it's going to be a lot to take. He ain't got nobody.
He's very fragile. He doesn't have anything going on right now. You know, his ex is now in a situation where his life has changed.
Well, he got to go get tested now, so we got that to go to deal with too.
Well, yes,
because we got to go back now and see exactly what's going on. But I think the way they've set it up and how he has maintained that he's not doing anything sexually with Ricky, I think they're going to write it up that Damon has lucked out and stayed unscathed. But we got to see what's going to happen.
We shall see.
We see the previews, but y'all know I'm not going to go further. But I'll say this. Damon going to do some crime, but it ain't going to really be all about him and his status. It's going to be about that old bitch got her hands on my man. So just hold that. And I'm going to leave that there, because that's going to be a whole nother set of issues. Listen, it's a whole nother set of issues. Listen, dig this. And I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to move on past this. Baby, I told y'all, I say it all the time, and you can say if I'm telling the truth or not. Being gay, if you'll stop slurping on that, being gay has always been about being young and being beautiful. And sometimes the younger and the beautiful ones have a whole issue when them old bitches pull them young pieces. It's a hurt piece, and folks can get kind of mean and feelings get kind of hurt. Am I lying?
It didn't happen for me like that.
Am I lying though?
It didn't happen for me like that.
Am I lying?
I'm feeling very
attacked
right now.
This is what I'm saying. That's what ends up happening. There's been times when, child, I'm younger. Why would they be looking at that bitch? And then I was feeling very attacked. Am I lying? Moving on.
My cup is getting a little empty.
Okay. Well, I don't know. The cup was running. It was running over when you started, Eddie.
I feel very sick. Your tone sounds a bit pointed. Just a bit pointed.
Okay, your speech sounds a little slurred.
Speech is not slurred.
Anyway,
listen, get you some Stella. Stella Rosé in the black bottle.
Oh Lord! Now they're gonna be saying I'm coming for Tasha K, Eddie, because it's like I'm selling wine.
Who's Tasha K?
Tasha K is she's a YouTuber.
She sells wine?
No, she does the whole thing. Like she talks about wine and she drinks while she does her.
So she don't sell wine?
No, she don't sell, but she tells you what she has. She's cool. Tasha's cool.
Well, I mean that's fine, but I thought she was selling wine. I was gonna say.
No, I'll show you some of her videos. Tasha's cool. I like Tasha. She got a lot of people. But this is what she does. She drinks her wine, and her whole thing is I'm wine with Tasha K. Shout out to Tasha K. But yeah, she does the whole little thing. So anytime anybody come on with some wine, they'd be like trying to copy.
Yeah, I don't even know Tasha.
But we like Tasha anyway, so it don't matter. Shout out to Tasha K. Anyway, okay, so all right, so we go through all of that stuff. Blanca had a conversation with Lulu. Lulu is back on track. She then went down and got herself enrolled down to the local community college to get, she got her self-worth back and she feels good about herself again. So that was cool. And then we got the whole thing with Ricky coming on to pray. Ricky's now positive. Angel. Last thing, Miss Angel. Her and her new boyfriend, Poppy, honey,
show up 2 hours late to the gig that she just landed. She is the new BB girl.
Yeah.
And after Miss Ford,
let her have it. And I'm gonna give it up for Miss Ford. I'm living for Miss Ford because there's been a couple times here that Miss Ford could have really told Angel, girl, goodbye.
Pack your shit and go.
And when she gave her very much of, what is it now, Miss Candy? She said, Miss are we going to do this again?
And say, I have one photo in my hand. It is not yours.
Absolutely.
But hey.
But she sees something in her. And she really did. She told her, she said, we're going to start this again. Oh, you're going to cry. And then we're going to, you're going to blame it all on somebody. Girl, get your shit together. So she got her together. She said what she had to say. I think Angel got it. She got the lesson. She put Poppy out. So he said, I'm going sad. Wait, he said,
Poppy was funny because he was over at the damn at the snack bar or at the food table.
Eating down like he was supposed to be there. She was like, out at him. But she goes over, she's trying to get herself ready for hair and makeup and looks up at who's the photographer? The photographer of the house.
Beat the fuck up.
Beat down.
Beat his
I was like, oh down. God, where are we going? So,
Pump up to get beat down.
I got a little bit of anxiety when it comes to my Angel now too. Because what is he going to do? He's not going to just let it go. He's going to do something.
And this is where the blending of the storylines and or possibility of a storyline coming into play with the photographer, as well as the real life storyline of a former trans model who was no longer a widely accepted model, and her career went down. And then there's a few other things that went on as well within the community. So it's a possibility for some blending of that storyline as well. So I don't know, but I don't think it's going to end well for Angel in this photography.
No.
It's just not.
No.
I'm not sure how he's going to do it. Whether he's going to say that she doesn't photograph well, or I can't get the pictures right, or something that seems to be off. Like, is that a 5 o'clock shadow? Or he's going to do something really
gonna do
goofy,
something to mess her up.
to try to mess her up.
Yeah. And that's it. You got to show it because a lot of stuff goes on. This bad behavior, because the house has had some bad behavior. They've done some stealing and some rough little street antics and things like that. You're gonna pay. I tell y'all all the time. You're gonna pay it on the front end, or you're gonna pay it on the back end. And I think that's where we get ready to see some of that.
But nobody did it as gracefully as Miss Electra did with that fur, running for that Salvation Army with that fur and that damn bolt cutters, and she.
But wait, no. She did even better than that. Because after they gooped the Salvation Army, baby, she gooped the kids. I'm done. She went and bought her kids. I'm done. Thank y'all for watching. We're out.
Shabbat Shalom.